Hi, you guys. I feel like a bit of a hot, sweaty mess. I've just literally finished teaching a bar class, and somebody said something to me at the end of class, and I thought about it, and it really sat well with me, which is what I want to share and give you a little bit of insight today. And I was going to do like a short video, like just like a 60, 90-second video just to pop up on socials. And the more I thought about it, the more I went, I think I need to jump on and share a podcast about this, because this video is not going to be 60 or 90 seconds. I just want to share a little bit more encouragement, a little bit more motivation, a little bit more inspiration. So I went, I'm just going to get home and just jump on and just share on a podcast. So yeah, I'm looking a little bit disheveled after bar, but I'm feeling amazing. I always feel so good after a early morning 5 a.m. class. It always leaves me feeling amazing. So what happened? I was talking to somebody in class, and a few things have come up for me this week where this person said to me, I listened to your podcast, and something you said 2 episodes ago really helped me, or really, I can't remember the word she used, really helped me, really resonated with me. It was something I really needed to hear, get me through something that I am experiencing at the moment. I had another client say to me a couple of days before that, she said, I have been loving your podcast, and something you said in the episode around your childhood, which is another episode I didn't know if I wanted to share, but she said something in that episode that you said triggered me to want to reach out to somebody that helped me through my childhood. And then she has done that. That person is elder now, and just lit up that person. That person was overcome with emotion, and it made her day. And I sat with that. I said to her, I said, see this ricochet effect? Like, I've shared something with this domino effect. I've shared something with you, and then you have gone and shared it and reached out and shared it to somebody, and it's made her day. Like, just see this domino effect that we can have on people when we are we're touching people's lives, right? We're absolutely touching people's lives. And I had another person say to me, who I just met during the week. I only met her a couple of weeks earlier. I've been listening to your podcast, I've been following your socials, and am absolutely loving it. Like, just keep doing what you're doing. And I had, like, this episode's not to blow smoke up my ass, okay? Like, it's not about this at all. I've got a point, as I always do. And I drove away this morning after listening to what this client said. And I thought to myself, man, I would never have known that. Like, there's sometimes I felt like, is anybody watching? Is anybody listening? Am I really helping? I know I'm helping, but there's times that you question yourself, and you think to yourself, like, I'm putting in all this work, I'm putting in all this effort, and I might not be seeing the rewards yet, or I might not be seeing the likes yet, I might not be seeing the comments yet, I might not be seeing the numbers increase yet, and this will relate as I go on more to just business and social media. But my point is that sometimes you can feel like you are doing so much. Like, every time I release a podcast episode, it costs me money, but I do it because I love it. I don't look at the cost. I look at it as a way of how I can support you off the mat, because you're only with us for a couple of hours during the week. How can I keep helping my community? How can I keep inspiring my community? How can I keep sharing and uplifting? And I take in so much wisdom with a lot of the things that I do. How can I share that with you? And I also look at this as a platform of, I can connect, people can get a feel for the kind of what we're like as well, but also it can help uplift you outside of the studio. You might not even come to my studio, somebody might have shared this with you and you're listening along, which is great. Welcome, thank you. But I sat with, when I drove home, and went, man, we don't know who's watching, we don't know who we're impacting, we don't know who we're helping, we don't know who we're inspiring, we don't know who we're touching, because we don't get the external validation all the time. And it can feel like sometimes you're doing things for nothing. It can feel like you're not there yet, or are people actually, am I actually helping people, or am I actually making a difference? Because nobody says anything. It's like, I learnt this when I was posting on social media along the years, from when I had my personal training business to the studio, and you would post things and there would be like crickets. And then I would have people say to me, I read that post, that was amazing, you really helped. And I'm like, really? Like, I had no idea. had no idea. I just share from the heart, and I had absolutely no idea that it made an impact. But we don't always get this external validation, but we don't always know who is watching. I've had people say to me, who, I said, oh, how did you hear about us, when they come to the studio, and they go, I've been watching you for years, since you were a personal trainer. I'm like, man, that would be like close to 8 or so. I've had the studio for 5 years now, nearly. That's a long time ago. And I've only just, they've only just maybe had the courage to come into my realm, into our space, into our studio now. So you don't know who you are impacting along the way when you are leaving these little breadcrumbs, when you are leaving these little bits of motivation, inspiration. It could be as simple as just a smile, like sometimes you feel like, I'll give you an example. There's a man I walk past all the time. And every time I walk past, I think, this sounds bad, I think, oh, here comes that man that doesn't smile again, that man that's miserable again. Like, there's no judgment, but that's the first thing that comes into your mind. And what do most people do? Like, you kind of would you just shut down, and if they didn't smile back, you would just maybe ignore them, or just think, oh, what's up there, what's up their nose, or something like that. But you don't know what's going on for people behind closed doors. Every time I see him on my walk, I'm like, good morning, and I smile, and I just bring my energy forward, because you don't know how your energy impacts people. As simple as a smile can really help make somebody's day. You could be in a job where there's people around you that look miserable. You could be in a job where you are legitimately in a job where you could work in a hospital, in the police, or something where you are around a environment that there is a lot of trauma or negative or bad things or hard things that people are overcoming. Every single day, every time you show up and you give that smile, or you touch somebody's hand, or maybe just put your hand on their shoulder and go, I'm here for you, or like you're being heard. You don't know how you're impacting that person's life. They might not have been heard before, and you might be that one person that smiles at them, or that one person that just keeps showing up for them every day, that you make their day. It could be an elder neighbor, or just somebody that every time you show up in your energy and your authentic self, and you just smile, give them a gentle wave, say hi, you can change somebody's life that you don't even know it, because the external validation is not there. You don't get it back. You don't get the smile back. You don't get the wave back. You don't get I really needed that today. It doesn't matter. Keep showing up anyway, because you don't know whose life you're impacting. It can be when you go to the gym, you're working on your body, you're coming to class, you're looking after yourself, you're eating well, and then you come home. I've had many women say this, I don't get the support at home. Like my husband doesn't like that I go to the gym. My husband doesn't like that I go and do these things. And, it makes him feel that he's not doing those things for himself, and they might bring you down at home. Keep going anyway, because there will come a time that what you're doing will have this ripple effect, and it will impact your family. They might hit, they just see you for years and years and years, and they might just turn a corner and go, I actually need to start taking care of myself now. They might not say that to you, but you see it in their actions, right? You see them turn a new page. You see them start looking after themselves, because you've been that inspiration for somebody at home. It can be like your kids. You know how sometimes you feel like, man, are they actually listening to what I say? Are they actually listening to what I tell them to do? You lead by your example. You lead by how you show up for your family. You lead by what you do in the day-to-day stuff. Not what you say, not what you yell at them, not what you constantly say. It's the energy that you have all the time. Your beliefs, you just subconsciously, your beliefs come through. Kids pick up on that. If you are constantly loving on them, supporting them, being uplifting, because you're filling your cup up, you're going somewhere, you're learning all this stuff, it filters out into your family, and you might not get the validation from your family. They might go, oh, you know how kids do, or they ignore you, or they go, that's just stupid, or it's not rubbing off yet. But how do you know that it's not going to when they hit that time in their life, when they're in their 20s, 30s, because of all the habits they've seen their mum do at home that I'm going through at the moment? Sometimes I see what the stuff my kids eat, and I think, man, you're going to KFC again. But one day I just keep holding the faith. I just keep being me. I just keep showing up. And I know that they'll hit a point in their time, just different cycle, different season, where all the things that we've been doing as a family unit will rub off on them at a later stage in their life. So people are watching. You don't know who are watching. You don't know who you're impacting, but just keep going. Just keep showing up anyway. You could be going to the gym or looking after yourself and you're not seeing the external validation yet, but something's shifting on you in the inside. Your mindset is getting stronger. You're feeling more comfortable moving your body. You're feeling more flexible. You're feeling, I can touch my toes now, but I never used to be able to. But in your mind, sometimes you think, oh, I'm not there yet. I'm not where I want to be. I'm not, my body's not where it wants to be yet. I'm still struggling. Just for a moment, stop and look at how far you've come. Look at what you can do. Look at the results that you are starting to get. You might not be there yet. You don't know how you're going to be down the track. Just keep going. My message here is just keep going. Just keep turning up. You don't know whose life you're impacting. You're impacting your own life by being yourself, by learning and growing and doing the work on yourself, by showing up in your business, by showing up in your workplace. You are having this ripple effect on people outside of you, and you might not know it. You might not get the validation, but keep going anyway. That's what I wanted to share with you. Just a short, sharp little episode just to put out there and say you're doing amazing, my friends. You have so much that you should be proud of yourself for. You have so much to offer the world, to offer your loved ones, to offer those people around you. You have so much. If you're studying and you know where you want to be and you're not there yet, you're investing money in it, just trust the money's going to come back to you. You're building a business, trust the money's going to come back to you. And just trust in yourself, trust in your signs, trust in your innate wisdom, trust in your intuition, trust in your beliefs, trust in your vision, and just keep going, because you don't know behind the scenes who's watching you, whose life you're impacting, who you're going to empower along the way. So just keep turning up for you, my friends, and just keep going. Sending you so much light and love, angels. Bye.